How's it going, y'all? Rowdy Rowdy's back with another video. It's more Marvel Legends. It's more Marvel Spider-Man. I'm like a broken record at this point, but this one I pre-ordered back last year when it first went up on Big Bad Toy Store, and I've long since gotten the other two, not from Big Bad Toy Store. They finally got their wave in of the No Way Home Spider-Man. So I finally have the Marvel Legends Tobey Spider-Man. I was on the fence about picking him up, and I was like, you know, he's been on pre-order so long, I might as well, because I've just been waiting and waiting. So yeah, with all that being said, we will take a close look at the box and we'll get this bad boy opened finally after like a year. As you can see, we have the front of the box. It says Marvel Studios Spider-Man No Way Home Marvel Legends Series Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and of course the figure is there. On the back we get a shot of all three in their suits, and then we get a quick little blur right here. It says, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, our friendly neighborhood hero swings in to help his fellow Spideys in his iconic suit. So with all of that being said, Uncle Ben. Here is our Tobey Spidey out of the box, and he's not as bad as I thought he was going to be. It does have that, you know, classic Sam Raimi look from the movie, although a little different. And Hasbro kind of got the wonkiness in the mask that they had in the movie. They just copied and pasted it instead of doing a better version of the mask from the older movies. And I think that's because they didn't have the rights to it. I don't know, because this is, you know, marked as No Way Home Spider-Man, and Andrew Garfield is marked specifically as Amazing Spider-Man 2. So Sony and their rights with the Spider movies is really weird, but at least we got a head sculpt in Marvel Legends for all three. And that's really the main reason I wanted to get this, because I had the other two. I was like, well, pre-order's been waiting for so long. Let me get him. So you can see all the details on here. We've got the silver web lines from the movie and the spider symbol that was, you know, from the Sony movie, obviously, and the same darker blue on that kind of like darker red with that kind of texture. It's let me see if I can get in there. No, it still doesn't want to zoom in even if I turn the light up. But there is some nice texture on there, and you can see it from far away, but it has that like basketball like texture that we had on the suit in those movies, and it's even on the blue part. So it's a really nice look. H Figure Arts is a better figure overall, but I think this one does fit in better with the Marvel Legends, just because it's a Marvel Legend. So yeah, that's why I went ahead and got him after this super long pre-order wait. And that sculpt is nice too. Definitely the Tobey Maguire, like you're not going to be like, oh, that's not Tobey Maguire, because it definitely does look like him. Let me turn his head up a little bit so we can see it better, but then it doesn't want to zoom. There you go. But you can see we've got that kind of older haircut and look for him. He is a little bit older. He's almost 50 at this point, so you know he's not the younger Spider-Man. That's Tom Holland, but it is not a terrible head sculpt. It's just not amazing either. I think the Andrew Garfield one and the Tom Holland one are like really good. This one's all right, but you know, it's more Marvel Legends, so sometimes you get amazing, and some people just are hard to nail down the likeness as well. But I'm glad to have him. Checking out his height, our Tobey Spidey stands at just over 6 inches. Going over the articulation, starting at the head, we get a decent amount backward and forward. I don't know where they started going wrong with that articulation, but it is, oh, there, see, that's because it's got a bigger dumbbell, and they just kind of moved away from that. So I don't know. They like engineer and go forward and then they go backward, because Venom and all the other ones that have this system that are newer figures can't do that. So that's cool. A lot of movement forward and side to side. Shoulders come up way over 90 degrees. We get a full rotation. You get butterfly joints that are nice. Bicep cuts, double elbows. We get a ball peg in the torso, so backward, forward, and then with the ab crunch forward and backward. We do get slight drop down hips. Legs come forward to the side, and I will say these legs work better on that really weird system. Maybe they smoothed it out. Yeah, it doesn't look like the ball peg is as bumpy on this release. Maybe they smoothed those out. But the leg actually moves, unlike the Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland. You really had to heat him up. So we do get forward and to the side, decent amount back with the drop down, and it does go down a generous amount. We do get a thigh cut, which is a little tight. Sorry for bumping the camera. Double knees, no boot cut, but we do get rockers and some ankle pivot, of course, on some like oversized shoes in my opinion. They look kind of goofy, but he articulates well. And he's not as bad as I thought he was going to be, so that's good. For his accessories, of course, he comes with 2 hands already and a head sculpt, Tobey Maguire head sculpt. But we also get, of course, we get his masked head sculpt, which is kind of doofy. It's not the worst. It's not the best either. And then we get 2 web shooting hands. And if you remember, Tobey Maguire, of course, has organic webs, unlike the other 2 Spider-Man in the movies and most other versions of Spider-Man. Other than Peter Parker when he got bit and died and came back with powers. Not bit, but he died and came back with powers as the spider totem, and then he had like stingers and organic webs and all that stuff. But that's not this Tobey or this Spider-Man. First of all, for comparison, here he is with the Toy Biz battle damage from the first Spider-Man movie and the SH figure arts from No Way Home. And as you can see, they are all completely different beasts. This likeness wasn't bad for Tobey Maguire back in the day, and I still think it holds up. And then you get over here where it's kind of got the likeness and kind of not. And then the SH figure arts has a really good, if you would look up, come on Tobey. Look up, show your face. I know you hate the cameras, at least as far as paparazzi go. And I don't blame you, but there you go. So these 2, out of these 2, obviously this one looks better than this one. But it is slightly underscaled to Marvel Legends, proportion-wise and height-wise and all that stuff. So that's when you go back to, do I need the Marvel Legends? And it's like, do you need any version of these characters other than one? No. But if you want to have every version and you want your, your specific setup to look to your eye, like scale-wise and stuff, Marvel Legends usually has the best scaling as far as being scaled to one another for obvious reasons. And speaking to that, here they are from the end of the movie all together, and Tobey Maguire is ever so slightly taller than Tom Holland, and I think they kind of nailed that. Andrew Garfield is obviously taller than both of them, so scaling wise they work out kind of perfectly. The SH figure arts is like almost the same height as the Tom Holland one, so it like kind of works, but it also is underscaled. So it was just like, I'm going to get him when the pre-order finally comes, and I did. And all the head sculpts are pretty decent, especially Tom and Andrew. But Tobey is all right. It's growing on me. And then here he is with the Marvel Legends Doc Ock and Green Goblin. So obviously I can't get the Doc Ock standing, so he's on his tentacles. Here he is with the Marvel Legends Captain America and Sunfire Spider-Man, 80th anniversary Captain America. And then lastly, here he is with the CT Toys Spider-Man. So with all that being said, y'all, he's not the best Tobey Spider-Man. He's not the worst Tobey Spider-Man, but he is the one I probably waited the longest from pre-order to fulfillment for. So I'll say he was worth the wait. He's not bad. He's $25 figure. The likeness isn't terrible. It's not great. It's not terrible. The articulation is a little limited, just like the Andrew Garfield one. It should be a little bit better. It's a little bit tight. Not as tight as the ones when I first got them, because this is like a second issue, like a reissue, even though this was the initial pre-order, so I don't know how that works. But yeah, worth it for me. If you like this video, hit like, hit subscribe if you're not subscribed. Check out my 2 giveaways. We're doing one for 3.5 and one for 5K. Check out my Patreon, which is $1 a month. Let me know what you think of this figure, if you managed to grab him before, or if you had to wait until now, like me. How your day is going, just let me know. As always, I love you. I will see you next time, and bye-bye. Mwah.